The bull run is back, crypto is booming, and almost every single day we are hearing news stories of tiny little cryptocurrencies that are hitting all-time highs and minting new millionaires, or new tokens that are launching and are going to change the world. And so in this video, I want to give you a full breakdown of the 6 different factors that you need to analyze before you start trading or investing into any of these tokens. Let's jump right in. Okay, so here are the 6 factors that we are going to dive into in this video. I'm going to go through each one in detail and give you everything you need to know, and then at the end I'm going to kind of lump it all together with my personal recommendations. Now, to start us off here, anytime that you're investing into a new cryptocurrency or a new project, they are probably going to have a white paper. That white paper is super important because it is a detailed document that outlines the problem that token or cryptocurrency is trying to solve. It also addresses the solution and how they're going to solve that problem and how everything works on the inside. Now, the original Bitcoin white paper was published by somebody named Satoshi Nakamoto. We don't know who that is or if it was a real person, but they wrote the original Bitcoin white paper, and I will link it to the description in this video. And it was really cool because the first line of it addresses all 3 of these things. They're making a purely peer-to-peer version of electronic cash that would allow online payments to be sent directly from one party to another without going through a financial institution like a bank or Western Union, as an example. Now, if you want to read the entire white paper, like I said, I will link it down below, but the idea here is that the white paper will explain what the problem is, how they're addressing it, and what their solution looks like, and from there, you can try to identify the use cases for that cryptocurrency. What I mean by that is, if this white paper has a way for you to buy and sell chickens, like that's what it explains, and it's a cryptocurrency focused on buying and selling chickens, you can look at that, you can read the white paper, you can understand the problem they're trying to solve and what it does, and then you can ask yourself, is there actually a use case for this in the world, and do I think it's going to be something valuable in the future? If it's buying chickens and you don't own chickens, and most people don't own chickens, then it's probably not something that has a huge use case, and reading that white paper will help you understand what those use cases are, and you want to find something that is going to be big in the future. You want to find something that's going to change the world and solve a problem or make an improvement to people's lives. That's what we're looking for, and that's the number 1 step, is to read the white paper and identify what the use case is and what problem they are trying to solve. The next one here is the technology and the security. Now, I am not super tech savvy, so this one can be a little bit difficult for me sometimes. What you really want to think about here is, number 1, what makes this crypto unique, and have they actually developed a piece of technology or something that is proprietary that makes their technology or their platform or their cryptocurrency unique in the marketplace and gives them a strategic advantage. You don't have to understand how the technology works, but what you want to do is have a good enough understanding to know what the technology is and whether or not it's valuable in the marketplace compared to the alternatives or compared to what was being used before. That is the level of knowledge that you need to have about whatever you are investing in. Now, when it comes to actual security and safety of the system, this is one that you definitely need some technical expertise for, and I don't have it, but there are some third parties that do. And so before you get invested and before you start getting basically into trading any of these tokens or coins or cryptocurrencies, what you want to do is maybe see if they have a solidity scan that will basically detail the security and how secure that actual cryptocurrency is. You can also go to websites like bscheck.eu or tokensniffer.com to try and figure out what the back-end code looks like and how safe or risky it might be. Now, all of these systems here are just kind of third-party checks that will help you reduce your risk, but you need to understand that nothing is actually going to completely eliminate your risk. One thing that you can do to really protect yourself, though, is use a trusted platform. And for me, that platform is Coinbase. Now, Coinbase is the sponsor of this video, and when it comes to transacting with your cryptocurrency here in Canada, Coinbase is the number 1 option because they stand out from the pack for a couple of different reasons. Not only do they have the best selection of different cryptocurrencies for you to choose from, but they also have industry-leading security, a super easy to use mobile application, and the ability to e-transfer your money on or off the platform, making it free, easy, and almost instant. Personally, I've been using Coinbase since back in 2016, and it makes my life easier because I can check the news, I can manage my portfolio, and I can get price alerts all from the same place. So if you live in Canada and you want to get started with cryptocurrency, check out the link in the description to this video to open an account with Coinbase. Now, when it comes to the third factor of analyzing a cryptocurrency, that is the development team. And what you are looking for here is, number one, you want to be able to identify the people that are behind the cryptocurrency. You want to be able to actually know that they're a real person, and ideally find them on LinkedIn and maybe a couple of publications, or maybe something they've written, or maybe find them on other social media platforms. And you want to try and figure out if they have any type of experience in the crypto world before they launch that cryptocurrency or that project. The next thing you want to check for is making sure that they have no history of scams or rug pulls. This industry, unfortunately, has a lot of bad actors in it trying to make a quick buck. And so you want to make sure that you are not getting involved with somebody that has a history of doing that. And so you just want to make sure you do as much due diligence on the people running it as you do on the actual cryptocurrency. Next one here is you want to make sure they have the technical capabilities. So if something is very heavily software focused and there is nobody on the development team that has any experience in software, that's probably a red flag, and that might be something you want to try and avoid. Next one here is a real leader that has run a company or led a team before. These cryptocurrencies, even the NFT projects from a year ago, they are real businesses. They need to be run like a real business. They need to manage money like a real business. They need to have a work chart like a real business. There needs to be roles and responsibilities like a real business. And in order to do that and to execute it and to set it all up, you need a real leader that has either gone through that with somebody that has that experience, or somebody that has already done it before. And so you want to make sure that whoever is leading the team here has led a team before, or has some really, really solid experience working under somebody that has led a team. And lastly, like I said, you want to make sure that everything is verifiable. You want to be able to double check everything. You want to see proof. You want to have third-party publications. You want to make sure that everything is on the up and up and looks legit with the people that are behind it and developing it. Next one here is the community and the ecosystem. Almost all of these cryptocurrencies are trying to build a community because it allows them to get feedback, it allows them to get initial users, it allows them to build traction, and it allows them to basically kind of build an ecosystem where they can test new things in. And so when it comes to the community and this ecosystem, it can take place on a couple of different platforms such as Discord, WhatsApp, Telegram, X, or even in real life. But what you're trying to do here and what you're trying to really monitor is, are the people in that community and in that ecosystem actually getting value out of what the team is building? And then number two is that community and is that ecosystem growing over time? So the growth here should be very simple, just number of followers on Twitter or number of people in the WhatsApp or Discord group. And if they're doing real life meetups, you just want to make sure that there's more and more people going to each one or trying to get into it. The idea here is that this is the real life test. If the initial users and the people that are super enthusiastic about it are dying off and aren't getting value out of it and are leaving or churning over time, that is a red flag, and that's something that you want to watch for. But if it's growing exponentially, that is a very good sign. That is something that you really want to look for, and that's something that we're all probably looking for. Next one here is market potential and adoption. When it comes to these cryptocurrencies, what we are finding is that most of them are really good at certain little things. Maybe like they focus on this niche, or they focus on improving this feature, or they can process more transactions, whatever it might be. They're trying to have a strategic advantage, just like a normal business. And what you want to do is try and look at the market potential for what they're going after. So like I said, if it's a cryptocurrency that's focused on selling chickens to people, then the market potential for that is probably very low, because not very many people are raising chickens at home when you look at the overall population. Maybe that's different in some parts of the world, but just in general here, I'm talking about broad markets. It's not a huge market. And then the next one here is, let's say that they've actually solved the problem, they have addressed the issue in this market. The next question is, will people actually use it? Does it make a big enough improvement to the existing model to get people to change their life, maybe from using Canadian dollars or US dollars to now using this cryptocurrency? Does it make that big of an improvement that people would change or adapt their systems to now use it? That is super, super important. And then a really good way to look at adoption and whether or not this is something that people are actually adopting and using is the total number of wallets and holders. If that number is increasing over time, it means that more and more people want to hold that token and use that cryptocurrency. But if that number is decreasing, that is a very bad sign, and it's something that you really need to watch out for. And then one tool that I use a lot, and this is kind of my secret sauce here, it's Google Trends. If you just go to Google Trends, type it into Google, it'll pull up the web page. You can type in anything you want in there, and then you can see what the search volume looks like over time for anywhere in the world. And it's a super powerful tool. So what you want to do is you want to type in the name of the cryptocurrency, see where the search volume is coming from, and see if it's increasing over time. And the last factor here, I know this has been a long video, so thank you for sticking with me. If you're getting value out of it, please remember to click that subscribe button. But the last factor I want to talk about here is the economics. And this is really one of the first things that you should do, and it's really something that it's kind of the base level that you need to understand. But it's basically what is happening with that cryptocurrency. What are the economics behind that cryptocurrency? Are they issuing more coins, or are they burning coins and taking them out of the system? Is it inflationary or deflationary? You also want to know who owns the most coins, like what wallet owns them, how much do they own, how much do the top 3 or 4 holders have? Is 90% of the supply held by 2 people, or is it pretty diversified and pretty spread out? You also want to know when can you sell. A lot of these different cryptocurrencies will have limitations on when you can actually sell them, depending on timelines. So you want to make sure that if it has any limitations, you are well aware of them. And lastly here is staking. Staking is a way to earn more of whatever cryptocurrency you are currently holding, but it usually has a lot of restrictions and some limitations as well, specifically on the sell side. And so before you get into staking or even consider it, you just need to understand how it works and what the actual economics are behind that staking and how they're issuing more tokens. Now, if you can get through all of that and you go through the checklist that I kind of just put together for you and you say, Zach, everything looks good. It's checking the box. It has huge utility. It has great economics. It's going to grow over time. It has big market potential. The team looks amazing. It's showing higher in Google or Google Trends. It's going up and up. The number of wallets is increasing, and you say, Zach, I have found the holy grail. Then what I want you to do is I want you to send me an email and just shoot me a message and share all your research, and I will give you my opinion. But if you don't see all of the stars aligning like that, then what I would do is I would proceed with caution. I'm not saying don't do it. All I'm saying is proceed with caution. Look for more red flags. Make sure that you validate all of the things that are being said or being done or are being marketed specifically. And you just want to proceed with caution. Take it slow. Don't risk too much money. Make sure you do your due diligence. Make sure you put the effort in and you actually understand what you are trading or investing in, because like I said, there's some bad actors out there. There's some people that are just trying to make a quick buck on retail investors, and it can be a painful bloodbath out there if you don't know what you're doing. So take it slow, be careful. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below. I hope this video helps. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Good luck trading, good luck investing, and sign up for a Coinbase account at the link down below. They will help you out there. It's the platform I use. I highly recommend it. Thank you, Coinbase, for sponsoring this video, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Talk to you soon.